Hi, welcome to History A-Level, Hastings. I'm Justin. I teach A-Level History at Hastings campus. I am the history teacher, so um, if when you come along, you will get me. So the picture on the screen, that is me. That's me pre-lockdown. As you can see, I decided the apocalypse was coming and decided to grow a beard. But whether or not I had that in September, we'll all wait and see. Okay, so moving on. So what I'm going to do, just to get you going, what I'd like you to do, you're going to have a little activity to do. It's going to take no more than a minute, and I'm going to put some events up on the board, or on the screen rather, and you're going to have 1 minute to put them into chronological order. Don't worry if you don't get it right or whatever. Nobody's going to see this. This is just to test you. All right. So you ready? Four, three, two, one. Okay, so that's your 1 minute up. Hopefully you've got them down, you've got them into some order. So we have a quick look and see what we've got. So you should have got up first, 1066, Battle of Hastings. Nice local thing. Hopefully you will at some stage looked at that. And then 1666, the Great Fire of London. And when if you study with me, you will actually have a look at that. Then 1901, the death of Queen Victoria. Up until very recently was our longest reigning monarch. Of course now Elizabeth II has surpassed her. And then 1979, Margaret Thatcher was elected as Prime Minister of Great Britain, as the first female Prime Minister in Britain. Then 9/11 in 2001, these events start the War on Terror and actually profoundly changed the world. But one that you probably all remember in 2016, the Brexit referendum, which is still not being solved yet. Anyway, so let's just have a think. So if you're like me, you might be wanting to study history because you actually really enjoy history. Now, I love history. Now, I love learning about the past. I love teaching about the past. And if that's you as well, then this is perfect for you. You'll learn some great skills, such as boosting your own personal knowledge around politics, social, economic stuff. It all bleeds into wonderfully together. You'll get some fantastic transferable skills as well, which you can use in your studies and any job that you might do on afterwards, or even education. And of course, after you do your A levels, what we really like to do is go to university, and you'll gain your UCAS points to get on the degree courses that you want. And you can do many different things: anthropology as a degree, law, politics, not just history. So history is what we class as a facilitated subject, and will get you on to many courses. Now, now I graduated from Kingston University in 2006 with my Bachelor's of Honours in History. I got a 2:1. My specialism was early modern history, and within that I did my dissertation around witchcraft prosecutions in England. I love the witches. Witchcraft is brilliant, and I love teaching it as well. I qualified as a teacher in 2013, and I've taught A levels, so I've got 7-8 years worth of experience. And I've taught on other courses as well, not just history. I've taught anthropology, I've taught classical civilizations, I've taught politics and sociology. And I've been studying as well independently since. I've done part of my master's, which is called postgraduate diploma in classical studies as well. So I'm still going. Now that's a picture of me again. I like to dress up. I like to wear a wig. I like to wear a crown, a bow tie, fancy waistcoats. Um, Again, that's pre-lockdown. And next to me is the head of sixth form, Chantal Atelli. So again, any questions or anything like that you might have while studying with us, speak to either one of us. Now, to get on to history, you need five GCSEs, grade 4 or above. You need to make sure that English language is in there as well. Now, to study history as an A-level, you don't necessarily actually have to study it at GCSE. It does help. And if you get it again, then a grade 4 or above in history at GCSE. And again, these pictures on here as well are actual pictures from the trip that we did in 2017 to Auschwitz. Hopefully trips will come back as a possibility very, very soon. Now, the A-level is over 2 years. Now, the first year, we will study 2 subjects. You start off with component 2, and it sounds bizarre, starts off component 2, which is the Russian Revolution between 1894 and 1924. And it looks at the ascension of Nicholas II to Tsar of Russia and the breakdown by 1917 of Tsarist regime during the First World War and the Bolshevik Revolution and the first communist state. We then move on to Stuart Britain, looking between 1625 and 1701, looking at social, political, economic, religious, intellectual changes that happen over that entire time period. Very much about change over time, that one. Then we move into our second year, and in the second year, again, we do 2 things, but one of them is your coursework, your non-examined assessment, which is a piece of writing about a historical controversy of your own choice, and I give you free rein on that. You could choose anything that you want to do as long as there is a historical controversy about it. And then there's a choice that happens in there of either the witchcraft prosecutions, which again, as I said, is my personal favorite, or the civil rights in the USA, which is a personal interest of mine as well. So they're the things that we do. So over the 2 years, we do Russian Revolution, Stuart Britain, either witchcraft or the civil rights, and then your coursework. So it's a really packed 2 years. Now, the subject in itself is taught in the classroom, and I will guide you through that. You are expected to double up the time that you spend on A-levels in your own personal time as well. So you'll have 4.5 hours roughly in the classroom being taught. You're kind of expected to double that up outside for each subject you do. Some of the time we may well go on trips, like the picture there is the Tower of London. Hopefully, as I said, trips will become a possibility in the future. So what can you do afterwards? Now, as I say, I've been teaching certainly at the college for quite a while now, and there's a lot of students that I've taught and have moved on. Here is Sarah. She studied with me and she left in 2014. She went to Canterbury Christchurch and did her archaeology degree. She got first. She then worked in archaeology for a couple of years and has now gone back and is now completing her master's in Roman history and archaeology as well. So, you know, for Sarah, it works out beautifully for her. Also, we have Charlie here. Now, Charlie studied with me, and again, he left in 2014, and he went on to do sociology at Goldsmiths. And again, he got a first in his chosen subject. He's done a master's at Kingston, and now he's actually applying to do his PhD. So, you know, he's going to get a doctorate. So, you know, there's loads of opportunity there for you. And this is a couple of students that left me last year, so 2019. We have Gaharis there, who got an A in history and is now studying history at Oxford. There he is. And then we got Alicia down there, who got the A star in history as well, and is currently on a gap year, and will be studying hopefully at York for law. So, but why come to Hastings? Why study with me? Well, I'd like to think that I give you not just the knowledge that you need to study history and succeed in history, you'll also get a lot more from me. You know, I will give you skills to be a historian. you will learn through your friendships and your peers a lot more teamwork and the ability to solve problems a lot more. And I think I actually give that opportunity to you. Now, just to back me up on that, I've got some quotes from some of my past students here, and we have John at the top, who says that I've made a positive difference in his life. I've improved his skills. Amelia, who says I'm, engaging in the classroom, and my wealth of knowledge, is out there, and plus I'm just really easy to talk to, even with a beard. And then Emily at the bottom there, again talks about my ability to engage students, but I've got a determination to actually try and get the best out of you. So if you're feeling that you can't or you can't get there, just chat to me and I will help you. There's no doubt about that. Costs. Well, of course, the main costs here are the standard textbooks that we got here. You'll have the one textbook for the first year, and then there'll be a second textbook for the second year. There are some revision guides and stuff as well. Now, in the sense of buying them, I would say wait until you start the course. Don't go out and buy them right now. Just watch some YouTube videos around the Stuarts or the Russian Revolution. That will give you a sort of grounding that means we can hit the ground running when we start in September. Of course, they can be quite expensive. The first textbook is about £25. Again, if you've got any sort of financial difficulties or anything like that, the college is great in being able to help you out. And again, speak to me and maybe we can look at other options. Now we're going to move over to Q&A. So if just down in the chat box, you can ask me any questions. Do you have any group projects? Yes, Peter, there will be projects you can do in classes where I may well ask you to do some research and things like that, but there's no massive group sort of project for anyone to do. You have the big individual project, which is your coursework in the second year. So hopefully, does that answer your question, Peter? What was my favourite trip to go on? Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. The French trip was really quite fun. We did that a few years back. But I always love going to the Tower of London. I always love hearing about Countess Salisbury and her running around the yard with the axeman chasing her to chop off her head. That's always a fun one. So yeah, any trip though, really, I love it. Yeah, I can help with UCAS and personal statements. That's fine. As a personal tutor, I can help you with the writing of them. I've got a wealth of experience here, over 6 years worth of helping students with UCAS, and of course getting into Oxford and other Russell Group universities and things like that, and personal statements. And currently it's the thing we're doing at the moment, getting our current first years who are going into their second year ready for UCAS. Yeah. Exams and coursework. Yep. So exam wise, you're having an exam on Russia and then Stuarts, and then on your choice in the second year. So there'll be 3 exams in total, which add up to 80% of your course, and then the coursework, which is 20%. So there's 3 exams and a piece of coursework. So I think it splits out quite well and gives you a good choice there. With subjects that go well with the course, politics go really, really well with it. English, again, go really, really well. Depends what it is you want to do, of course. Law goes well with history. So like things like history, politics, and law would go well. History, economics, politics, again, would be useful. All of those sort of things. A laptop would be very useful. You don't necessarily need to bring it in with you. But obviously a laptop moving forward, you can keep your notes and things like that. So that'd be great. College, again, whether or not you're in college every day depends on your timetable. You'll have 4.5 hours per subject. So if you're doing 3 A levels, you're looking 13, 14 hours in college plus an hour's worth of tutorial. Okay. All right. So if there are any more questions or anything like that, please feel free to add them in with the email and send them over, and they'll all get answered for you. It's been fantastic to chat with you, and I hope everything goes well for you, and hope to see you in September, either this year or next. All right. Bye.